Chapter 32. A hangover may be a severe headache following the consumption of too much alcohol. It could also be a feeling that persists from your past. The morning after her husband's party, Aarti definitely woke up with a hangover of the latter kind. The bitter taste in her mouth was coming from all the secrets revealed the previous night, the harsh words, and the tears shed. She felt miserable. She dragged herself out of bed and ambled to the kitchen to prepare Aryan's tiffin. She found Amitabh sitting at the dining table, having tea and reading the newspaper. He pretended not to see her. Aarti sent Aryan off to school and she took a shower. She sat in front of her mandir for 5 minutes longer this morning. Aarti thought of herself as a religious woman. She never proclaimed it to the world, but she believed in God. She had made a little temple inside the house, a corner in the kitchen that faced northeast. She lit an agarbatti every morning and said the Gayatri mantra 3 times. Most days she simply counted her blessings. Today, she asked for some strength. She walked out to the dining area and sat next to Amitabh. He didn't look up from his paper. She rested her hand on his. He moved it away. Who was he? His voice was rough, anxious. He didn't want to speak to her, but also wanted to know the truth. Dhruv. She was going to tell him after his birthday, but her gods gave her the opportunity before she could change her mind. Amitabh gritted his teeth. Dhruv. He said it almost to himself, as if trying to see if he had heard it right. Aarti kept silent. Why? Are there any more? She shook her head. There was no explanation except that Dhruv was an opportunity she needed, a catalyst. He wasn't really the answer. Do you love him? Amitabh's eyes were sad with pain. Aarti again took his hand. This time he let her. Not at all, Amit. The only man I've ever loved is you. And it was true. She loved Amitabh, only him. That's why she had stayed with him for so many years. She loved how he looked after her and how he was such a wonderful man. He had given her a lovely home, and she appreciated every moment of it. But he could not give her sex, and sometimes she wanted it. Amit had been the catalyst in the past for her to break away from Dhruv, and Dhruv was the catalyst now for her to break free. Amitabh understood, but grieved. I never regret that I married you, Jan, Aarti said. You're the only one I love. That day when you asked me if I loved you, and I said yes. Do you remember that? I meant it, Amit. I've meant the love for all these many years. But... She paused, searching for words to make the blow to Amit softer. But I've always needed more, Amit. I'm sorry. You just haven't been able to give that to me. This marriage is a sham. We need to be honest to ourselves. A sham? What's wrong with it? It's been perfectly fine for so many years. Don't I give you everything you need? Aren't we compatible? Don't we love hanging out? Don't I take you out? Am I not a good father? Is this just about sex? He was angry, and his words fired like endless ammunition. Aarti wasn't proud of it. Yes, she took a deep breath. I need sex. It's an integral part of who I am, Amit. I am young and healthy. Yes, darling, we are compatible as friends. I love hanging out with you, and you're a terrific father. But I don't need a friend as a husband, Amit. I need a lover, someone who wants my body, who desires me. She let the words sink in before continuing. Our foreplay is half-hearted. Once a month, maybe, because I initiate it. Do you realize that we haven't even kissed for a few months now? He got up and fetched her a glass of juice. She drank and spoke again. I've killed the expectation inside me for so long, Amit. But I can't keep doing it anymore. How can I deny myself this forever? Amit pondered. If I allow you to see Dhruv, he said, and we still remain married, Would that solve the problem? That would be dishonest, she replied, after quickly considering. And what if Aryan found out? What will we tell him? He'd lose his respect for me. Isn't it better to bring him up with both parents being friends rather than bitter enemies? That our son learn that a real relationship is based on truth and honesty rather than lies and deception, just for the sake of society? She realized as she spoke that she was the biggest hypocrite and liar of all. Amit still didn't know that Aryan was not his son, but Dhruv's. She decided it could wait for another time. What are you saying, Aarti? Amitabh asked. He wasn't dumb. He understood it, but he wanted her to say the words. I think we should separate. Amitabh refused to reply. I'm not saying divorce, Aarti continued. I'm just saying we need to start living separate lives. Have physical space between us. Maybe I could move out to a smaller place within this building itself. Start over. Take Aryan with me. Or maybe he can stay here with you. Whatever you choose. As long as he doesn't think I abandoned him. But explain to him and your parents that we need some space to sort out our issues, to understand ourselves better, to make myself whole again. And what if you find someone else and want to marry Dhruv? Then we'll take it from there. Let's cross that bridge when we come to it, Amit. But for now, let's live our lives the way we should. And you know what? Aarti paused. I want you to know that this separation is not just about sex for me. It's about being desired as a woman. About knowing that I'm not just a mother and a daughter-in-law. I am a woman with a basic need to be treasured and touched. This is about the soft kisses a man gives with a promise of something more. A stolen cuddle, a caress that lingers, a look that burns your heart. I need all that, Amit. I need to feel wanted. You have a problem and you need to get help for it. I've tried talking to you about it for years, but you've shut your mind to any possibility after the first few years of marriage. And I didn't push you. Aarti hesitated, fighting back her tears. So what I really want to say to you, my love, is I'm sorry. He looked up, his dark eyes showing the tortured dullness of disbelief. Aarti started crying. I'm sorry I slept with Dhruv. It was stupid. I should have told you I was attracted to someone else. I'm sorry I hurt you, Amit. You've been such a good husband to me. And God knows how I've wanted to stay married to you for the rest of my life. I love you, Amit, but I can't do this anymore. Please forgive me. Please let's be friends. Please let me go. Amitabh held his wife as she wept on his shoulder. He smelt her fresh, dewy skin and combed his fingers through her hair. He relished the feeling of having her in his arms. He felt a dull ache of foreboding. A nauseating, sinking feeling of despair overtook both of them. They sat for a long time in each other's embrace, a realization slowly spreading through their veins. This would be the last time they would ever touch each other. From the next day onward, they would lead separate lives.